The tour that has so far taken them to music meccas from Barnstaple to Kilmarnock included one memorable night in Redcar.
Deep Purple had been swapped round from the headline band to being our support act. Deep Purple were not very happy about this, but not quite as unhappy as the punters were, because when we come on stage after Deep Purple, the first thing that happened to us, with no curtains, we get pelted with coins.
Yes, I wouldn't have let them mess my instruments up, and I don't care how many of them there were.
For the band's drummer, Jack McCulloch, the build-up to the gig on the day of the moon landing remains unforgettable.
My father was involved in the design of the hydraulic motors that powered the platform to take the Saturn rocket into place. And so there was a little bit family thing. We never thought about, my brother and I, about being #1 and the song be called Something in the Air, but it all sort of fell into place.
As the clock ticks down towards Thunderclap Newman's performance, a top-class... At the precise moment Eagle touched down, the Man in the Moon pub in Birmingham was renamed Man on the Moon. The landing was also cue for then chart toppers Thunderclap Newman to set off for tonight's venue.
Place Club in Hanley used to have a big name. There was every band wanted to play it. Every up-and-coming band wanted to play the Place Club because it was one of those places that had a reputation of being a good gig. I don't think it's the sort of place that would have live bands in, judging by the name of the venue. 007 Gentlemen's Club is slightly different from the Place Club. And the place was heaving. There was a buzz, not about the band playing, but well, that was about the band playing too, but about the moonshot, Everyone wanted to be part of it. This was a special event. This was a worldwide special event. Something that, well, just would never ever happen again.
But it didn't stop 1,000 people coming to see us, did it? Even though they might have been missing it on the telly.
With the astronauts still preparing for their moonwalk, the band knew this was no ordinary night's work.
We were informed by, I think it was the owner at the time, that he was going to give us updates. So every now and again, when we were playing in the middle of a set, he would come up like a bad bingo caller, and he'd get his microphone and go, and, well, that's all I could hear.
Still stunned by... In part 4, panic stations for Britain's #1 act.
One of the roadies came back and said, "Get rid of that stuff. There's 4 coppers coming this way across the dance floor."
And in Stoke, keeping their expectant audience happy with their #1 smash, Something in the Air, are Thunderclap Newman.
The actual gig itself was a great gig. For this gig, that wasn't the last number.
No.
It was the last number that we played of the organised set. Because of the man was still not landing on the moon yet, we had to continue on playing, and we just ended up jamming.
At gone 4 in the morning, Thunderclap Newman are relaxing, having finished the longest gig of their careers.
We'd just come off stage, we were in the dressing room, and some of the members of the band actually smoked that terrible thing called marijuana.
Oh, yes.
And there was quite a lot of this going down, and then suddenly one of the roadies came back and said, "Get rid of that stuff. There's 4 coppers coming this way across the dance floor," right? And anyway, absolute trauma, you know, we're all going to get arrested and all the rest of it. So they said they're looking for you, me, you see. So I said, okay, so out I went. All they wanted was my autograph for their kids.
More drama followed back at their hotel when their landlady forced Andy out of bed.
The money which was supposed to have been spent on the hotel had been spent on other things. Shall we say recreational drugs? I don't know. Certainly nothing to do with me, and I had to put my hand in my pocket.
Nothing to do with me, because I'd never had any money.
I had to put my hand in my pocket and give this woman every penny I had so as we could stay in the hotel and get a night's sleep.
A week later, the band were knocked off the #1 spot, plunging them into an uncertain future.
I mean, we would have liked to have had a situation where we maybe got into the top 50 if we were lucky, and then maybe with 2 or 3 hits made our way in, but we popped the black the first time and we didn't pot any more after that.
After